Greetings, seekers of the strange. You've just crossed the threshold into the shadow frequency, where the veil between our world and the unknown wears thin. Matt will be along. He's waiting in the wings, ready to guide you through tonight's descent into darkness. But first, let me draw you in. Tonight, we're unraveling a tale that'll haunt your thoughts long after the static fades. The Smurl Family Haunting. A quiet Pennsylvania home turned into a nightmare, where shadows didn't just linger. Demonic infestation or a trick of the mind? That's for you to decide. So settle in, dim the lights, and let Matt take the reins. The frequency is live and it's calling your name.
Welcome, listeners, to the Shadow Frequency. I'm your host, Matt Wilson, and tonight we're tuning into the dark corners of the unknown, where the air hums with unseen energy, and the shadows whisper secrets too terrifying to ignore. If you're new here, this is the place where we explore the unexplained, the paranormal, and the downright chilling. So turn down the lights, grab your headphones, and let's dive into the darkness together. Tonight's frequency is locked onto a story that'll make your skin crawl. The Smurl Family Haunting. A quiet duplex in West Pittston, Pennsylvania, became a battleground for a family tormented by what they claimed was a demonic infestation. From 1974 to 1989, Jack and Janet Smurl said they lived with something evil, something that didn't just haunt them, it hunted them. Was it real, or a case of fear run wild? Let's find out. Picture this. It's 1974. Jack and Janet Smurl, along with their 4 kids, move into a modest duplex on Chase Street. It's a fixer-upper, nothing fancy, but it's home. At first, things seem normal enough. Sure, there's a weird stain on the ceiling or a creak in the floorboards, but who hasn't dealt with that? Then the little things start piling up. Tools go missing while Jack's working on repairs. A strange smell like rotting meat wafts through the house and then vanishes. The TV bursts into flames one night, out of nowhere. Now, I don't know about you, but I'd be packing my bags right here. But the Smurls, they stayed. And that's when it got worse. By 1977, the disturbances weren't just odd, they were personal. Janet hears her name whispered when she's alone. Shadows dart across rooms too fast to be tricks of the light. Their German shepherd, Simon, gets thrown against a wall by an unseen force. And then there's the bed. Jack and Janet wake up to it shaking violently like something's trying to toss them out. Imagine that for a second. You're lying there, heart pounding, and your whole world is trembling. You can't see it, but you feel it. Something's in the room with you, something angry. The Smurls weren't skeptics. They were devout Catholics. They prayed, they sprinkled holy water, but it didn't stop. If anything, it got bolder. Janet claimed she saw a figure, a tall, shadowy woman with glowing eyes hovering in the kitchen. Jack said he was attacked in his sleep, pinned down by an invisible weight. And their daughters? They started seeing things too, black masses moving through the walls. Then came the moment that broke them. In 1985, Jack says he was assaulted violently, intimately, by something he couldn't see. That's when they realized this wasn't just a ghost. This was something darker, something demonic. The Smurls turned to the outside world for help. Enter Ed and Lorraine Warren. You know them, the famous demon-hunting duo from The Conjuring fame. The Warrens showed up in 1986, and they didn't mince words. After investigating, they declared the house was infested with not one, but 4 entities, including a demon of serious power. They said it wasn't just haunting the place, it was targeting the family, feeding off their fear. Ed tried provoking it, classic Warren style, shouting prayers and demands for it to show itself, and according to the Smurls, it did. Loud bangs shook the walls, a stench filled the air. The Warrens brought in a priest, Father Robert McKenna, who performed 2 exorcisms. But here's the kicker, it didn't work. The activity ramped up, louder noises, worse smells, even scratches appearing on Jack's skin. Now I've got to ask, why didn't they just leave? Well, they tried. They'd stay with relatives, but the thing followed them. It wasn't tied to the house, it was tied to them. The story hit the press in 1986, and suddenly the Smurls were everywhere. Newspapers, TV shows, even a book called The Haunted. Skeptics called it a hoax. Neighbors said they never saw anything weird. But the Smurls stuck to their story. Janet said she heard pig grunts coming from the walls. Their daughter, Dawn, saw objects levitate. And Jack, he kept insisting this thing wanted to break them. The Catholic Church got involved too, sending investigators who confirmed something was off, though they stopped short of calling it a full-on demon. A third exorcism in 1989 finally seemed to quiet things down, and the Smurls moved out that year. But here's the chilling part. The next tenants reported nothing. No bangs, no shadows, no pig noises. Was it really over? Or did it just move on? So what do we make of this? Was it a demonic infestation like the Warrens said? Or was it mass hysteria, a family caught in a spiral of fear and suggestion? The Smurls never backed down even when the spotlight faded. Jack passed in 2017 and Janet in 2018. But their story lives on, proof to some, a cautionary tale to others. Me, I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I'm just tuning the dial, letting the shadows speak. But I will say this, next time you hear a creak in the night, maybe don't ignore it. That's all for tonight's Shadow Frequency. If you've got your own story, something that's kept you up at night, send it my way. We're listener powered, so hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and tell your friends where to tune in. Next time, we'll dig into another mystery. You won't want to miss it, I'm sure. Until then, keep your eyes on the shadows and your ears on the frequency. This is Matt Wilson, signing off.
And there you have it, the Smurl Family Haunting. Locked back into the shadows where it belongs, for now. This has been the Shadow Frequency, brought to you by Matt Wilson, your fearless navigator through the paranormal haze. I'm stepping out, but the echoes linger. If the dark's got a grip on you, drop your story in the comments. We're always listening. Who knows what paranormal subject Matt will tackle next time, so don't drift too far from the dial. Until we meet again, keep one eye on the night, because something out there might be watching back. Sleep tight, if you can.